Trading every day is an absolute hoax. Do not fall for it. Please do not fall for it. Because here's the thing. I know, during the weekend we're not trading camel, so therefore technically I'm not trading every single day. I know, but what I mean is every single weekday you do not have to trade. And the reason I say this is because there are days where you know you should not be trading. And the days, what those days are, I want to talk about it right now because today was one of those days. So let's talk about it. Now, why is it that not trading every day is actually quite important? Well, first, let me say what benefit that brings to you as a trader. Imagine this. You're staring at the screens all day and you're told you cannot trade because you know it's not a high probability day. Imagine like giving kids a candy, right? You give kids candy, put it right in front of them and you're like, you cannot have this. For 3 hours, you cannot have this. For 3 hours, you cannot have this Red Bull. 15 minutes after I would be drinking. Just kidding. So this is mainly what happens when you are at the charts on days where you know you shouldn't really be trading. It's you're being dangled this carrot right in front of you. It's like, you're so close. Maybe you can get a winning position if you just trade. Look, today we might go up. Look, today we might go down. And then the market ranges and you take 2 losses and you're like, I knew it. Why did I do this? Oh my God, I can't believe it. And obviously, by the way, I talk out of experience. Everything I mentioned is out of experience. This is something that has happened to me multiple times. If I stare at the charts, guys, believe me, if I stare at the charts, I will see a trade. I will see a trade, I will take it, and very likely it's going to be a losing trade. And so, when I mention that not every single day is a trading day, I don't say, oh, do not trade. I say, don't look at the charts. But then what's important for you is being able to identify when it is that you should not be trading. And I can talk about that right now, because today was one of those days. Look at this. If I show you right now what the daily looks like, which is like this. I know some of you are going to be smart asses and going to be like, yeah, we're going to go higher, Kimmel. We're going to go lower. By the way, this is already pretty much session close. And look at how we barely moved today. This was a trade I'm doing a day in a life. So I actually was showing as to why even this wouldn't be a winning trade for me. Right? Why? Because the market barely moved. This would have been a 1 to 1.2 on an acceptable trade there. So with that being said, you see how on the daily chart there's no clear direction because we're just stuck in this tiny ass range. But the thing is, there will be a point in which the market is going to break higher, or there's going to be a point in which the markets are going to break lower. And then you trade that continuation, right? But right now you're stuck in this range where it's possible that it goes higher, possible that it goes lower. So you know that any sort of trading that is done over the course of, well, while we are in this range, is low probability. And then the tough part is, and by the way, I'll give you that because this is the toughest part for me too, is that you then see the market moving 600 handles and give your entry model perfectly and you're like, no, I should have taken it. You shouldn't. It's tough to say this, but you shouldn't. When you see the market move 600 handles, that's possibly just the start of the move that you intend to see, right? And that start is what starts your edge, meaning once the market moves higher, how much is this? If the market needs to move higher 600 handles for me to be bullish again, or it needs to go down at least 600 handles until I'm bearish again. So notice how I'm going to miss a big portion of the move. But guess what? By missing that portion of the move, you're not taking losses when the market is range bound. And this was something very, very hard for me to master, first of all. And second, to accept. So to accept was first, to master was second. It's tough because if you think about it, you will see the market move and you have to be like, nope, I would have never taken advantage of it. Nope, I would have taken a couple of losses if I was in this situation. So trading every day is possibly one of the reasons as to why you're not getting the results that you want to have. And you will notice, I would love to know if any of you would ever do this, but you should. I say this because, again, a lot of people watch videos, never implement anything, but guess what? 14th of July, I'm going to be doing a whole live event where I'm going to go over this, right? 14th of July, live event, first link in the description. I'm going to be giving away $3,000 cash for everyone who attends and $500,000 in challenges to everyone who signs up. So check the first link in the description. The only link in the description, really. Now, I want you to start to understand, and I will repeat this over and over and over again, that a lot of your undesired results are on trades that you should not be taking. It's not the losses you take, it's the trades you should not be taking. I don't care if those are winners or if those are losers. If you're taking trades you should not be taking, especially in these days like this, guess what? It's going to be tough for you to make it over the long term. You need that directional foundational concept is going to be so powerful because you are able to avoid days in which we barely move. Because it looks like we moved, by the way, but here on TradingView it says we've moved 400 handles. But in reality, from market open until where we are right now, we have moved to 100 handles. And with this sort of volatility, 100 handles is pretty much nothing, right? So with that being said, I want you to understand that the reason as to why direction helps you so much is because you don't need to trade every day and direction tells you when not to trade. That foundational concept tells you when not to trade. And not trading is part of the reason as to why you're getting results that you do not want. A lot of the losing trades that you get are probably trades you should never be taking. Go to your journal, go to your daily chart on those trades that you took and ask yourself, in how many of them was the direction on the daily chart very, very clear? And you'll notice that there is going to be a correlation between the days where it was clear and the days where you take wins and the days where it wasn't clear, but you still tried to trade and you took a loss. But that's how quick I will keep it for today because I don't need to yap much more. That's something that happened today and I think that it's incredibly important. So let me know if you're going to do that. Let me know if that helps. See you in the next one. Peace.